Hey future York students!
I'm Sidel.
And I'm Neetha.
And welcome to the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Professional Studies Program Chat Series.
We want you to know that here in LA&PS, you will study what you love and learn what you need.
In this chat, you'll be hearing from future professors as well as current students about the program.
What it has to offer you, like internship opportunities.
And what your first year in the program may look like.
Alright, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started.
Enjoy, everybody.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another one of our Liberal Arts and Professional Studies program chats. Today, we're going to talk about one of our more interesting programs. It's our program in International Development Studies. Before we get to that chat, though, I would like to take a few moments to talk about the land that York University is situated on. So this meeting is virtual, and because of that, we are not all actually gathered in the same space. York's land acknowledgement might not represent the territory that you are currently on. And I would ask that if this is the case, that you each take the responsibility to acknowledge the traditional territory that you're on and its current treaty holders. As a member of the York University community, I recognize that many Indigenous nations have long-standing relationships with the territories upon which York University campuses are located that precede the establishment of York University. York University acknowledges its presence on the traditional territory of many Indigenous nations. The area known as Takaranto has been taken care of by the Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and the Métis. It is now home to many Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge the current treaty holders, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. This territory is subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement to peaceably share and care for the Great Lakes region. And now I'd like to invite a very special guest we have joining us today from the Department of International Development Studies, Professor Miguel Gonzalez. Good afternoon, Professor.
Hello, good afternoon. Hi, how are you, Adam? Thank you. My name is Miguel Gonzalez. I am a faculty in the Department of Social Science, and currently I am the academic coordinator of the International Development Studies program. And I'm happy to introduce the program to you today. I'm just going to share my screen now with you. Thank you. So I have organized my presentation in 5 sections. First, I'm going to talk about our program. Second, I'm going to talk about what you will learn in the IDST program. Third, I'm going to talk about the top reasons students enroll in our program. Fourth, I'm going to talk a little bit about the program options and our best courses. And finally, I'm going to talk about career opportunities after graduation. So what is our program about? The objective of our program is to provide an understanding of the challenges and opportunities for the Global South, including Global South communities living in the North, in the face of existing inequalities between rich and poor nations, and the political, institutional, cultural, socioeconomic, and environmental factors presently affecting international development. The term Global South designates our curiosity in comprehending historical and contemporary inequalities and patterns of wealth and power beyond strictly defined geographical areas, as poverty and inequality can be found throughout the world, including rich countries. The IDS program supports students in developing an informed appreciation and of their regions of study, including history behind present-day policies and media headlines. Students learn to analyze the impact of colonialism on the Global South, recognize inequalities in wealth and power between and within nations, and appreciate the value or the various political, institutional, cultural, socioeconomic, and environmental factors that affects international development. We also, in our program, we also seek to develop or identify culturally appropriate solutions to development problems. Also, IDST is the house of outstanding faculty and departmental resources. We also seek to approach issues from an interdisciplinary perspective. Interdisciplinarity, it's the attempt to go beyond the explanation of social and economic problems within a single discipline, but we bring about more than one discipline to advance a more comprehensive understanding of socioeconomic and environmental issues. And finally, our program is also about examining the role of Canada as a global actor. What will you learn in IDST? This is an important part of my introduction of our program to you. Our program will help you understand the issues confronting the Global South, as well as the challenges governments and states encounter in addressing issues like global health, migration, the environmental crisis in circumstances of poverty and acute inequalities of distribution of access and resources. You also will learn how nonprofit organizations and international bodies such as the UN and the World Bank function. In addition, you will learn, or you will build a richer and more and a nuanced understanding of the political and socioeconomic obstacles faced by different regions around the world, as well as the opportunities afforded. Some of the top reasons students enroll in our program. The first reason is our faculty. Our faculty come from diverse backgrounds, both disciplinary and regional expertise. We have faculty that are experts in Latin America, Africa, East Asia, and the Middle East. Also, our courses that cover a variety of topics of global relevance, including international development practices, theories of development and underdevelopment, and the practical realities of development issues, such as poverty, inequality, and justice. Also, reasons students enroll in our program are basically because prospective students also come motivated to connect and learn from their peers, as our program attracts every year outstanding students, both domestic and international, who bring to the classroom their lived experiences, unique perspectives, and provocative ideas. And finally, students enroll in our program because they seek opportunities to engage in International Development Studies Association for additional opportunities to learn and network. This is just a small sample of our faculty: Professor Cannell, Professor Ga Dao, Professor Ida Hausa, and Professor Uwa Idemudia, who is our current chair in the department. These are small numbers of our faculty with expertise in different regions of the world, but also thematically. What are your program options in IDST? A degree in International Development Studies requires the completion of 90 credits for a bachelor degree, which is in 3 years, or 120 credits for an honor degree, which is achieved in 4 years. And your courses will consist of major general education and elective courses. With International Development Studies, you can actually choose to take courses in at least 2 of the 6 areas of concentration, and tailor your course selection to the subjects and regions that interest you the most and fit your future career goals. You also have the options of taking another program with the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Professional Studies as a double major, or pursuing another program as a minor. International Development Studies can also be taken, as I said, as a minor. In addition to this, I would like to say that we do have important key courses that I would like to talk about. So we do have 4 core courses and a fascinating list of elective courses from where you can choose to meet your curiosity of regional emphasis and the variety of subjects in 6 areas of concentrations. Students choose the regional focus on Latin America and the Caribbean, Africa, South Asia, or East Asia. They will also select their area of concentration from culture, diaspora and migration, environment, gender, political economy, and politics, or governance and policy. Our core courses identify central issues in the fields from comparative perspective and introduce students to specific analytical methods and techniques in the fields of international studies. The core courses also emphasize the diversity of experiences in the field of the world, in the developing world, and the regional and sub-regional specificities. Let me now talk a little bit about our core courses, and I'm going to talk about the 4 core courses, and then I'm going to also talk for a brief moment about 2 elective courses. So the first foundation course is SOSC 1430, which is Introduction to International Development Studies. This course serves the field of international development studies, provides an overview of theoretical approaches history, issues of international development. And the first term basically offers a critical evaluation of Western notions of modernization and progress, including the cultural assumptions behind ideas of progress and social evolution, and their proposed solutions to the problems affecting the Global South. The second term explores more specifically the impact of recent process of globalization and development. SOSC 2800, Development in Comparative and Historical Perspective, basically what it does, it intends to familiarize students with the social, political, economic, and cultural dynamics of regions in the developing world, and it offers a critical understanding of the main theories and concepts of international development. 3800, SOSC 3800, which is also a 6th grade course, International Development Research Methods. This course introduces students to research methods and techniques used in international development. It's in order to capture current trends in development research and international development. The course focuses on practical issues and problems of researching development problems, also programs and projects. This course also explores methods commonly used in social sciences, and it aids students in learning about applied research methods and evaluation processes through qualitative and quantitative methodologies. And finally, the fourth core course, which is a 4,000 level course, Advanced Seminar in International Development Studies. This course is a seminar, is a capstone course, and what it does, it intends to give students some specialized knowledge about the present discourses and perspectives in development, some contemporary development issues, and the potential of various agents in addressing these issues and challenges. The focus of the course is on globalization that most directly sets the current context of international development. Our faculty brings the research expertise to this course, offering a deeper understanding of specific issues in concrete regions, themes, and countries. Also, I would like to talk briefly about another, this is not a core course, but this is an elective course, which is 3801, Professional Skills for International Development. This course focuses on skills and knowledge for working in the international development sector in Canada and internationally. Students learn how international development works in practice and explore career options in the international development sector. Students develop skills in project design and implementation, proposal writing, fundraising, intercultural communication, ethics, budgeting, and project evaluation. Also, they learn the critical professional skills for IDSD graduates as they enter the labor market. And finally, I would like to talk briefly, as I said, about another elective, which is 4605. This is the International Development Placement course. This course aims to prepare students to work, volunteer, or intern in the field of international development through practical experience. This course seeks to connect learning in the classroom with its workplace applications. Students will learn about the international development sector in Canada, as well as career possibilities and norms within this sector. In terms of work experience, by entering into the IDST program, there are many opportunities for you afforded at York University. One is that you will be allowed to complement your studies for credit course through international mobility, such as internships, study abroad programs, and other opportunities afforded through York International. You will be able to also participate in hands-on workshops, both locally, conducted by program faculty, but also pan-university wide. And finally, you have the opportunity to be exposed and engaged in our research centers, among them, but these are not the only ones: the Center for Research on Latin America and the Caribbean, York Center for Asian Research, the Center for Feminist Research, the Harriet Tubman Institute, and the Center for Refugee Studies. These are some of the research centers we have, but there are certainly many others. In terms of career options or possibilities for you as you graduate from IDS, one of the most sort of common outcomes in terms of career opportunities is for you to work as practitioner in the field of international development. The field of international development has evolved into a very diversified subfields, reflecting the evolution of international cooperation and assistance globally in terms of project design, implementation, proposal writing, fundraising, budgeting, advocacy, and project evaluation. The other important area that you will find opportunities to work is the world of NGOs, non-governmental organizations or non-profit organizations, which is a vibrant sector in Canada, but also through the global south. The third possibility for opportunities in the labor markets relates to governments. Governments that actually, many of them in the global north and in advanced economies have international cooperation agencies that are very much engaged in global processes and dynamics. And this is why is that the case is because these agencies and institutions, they actually seek out to draw from the expertise of scholars and practitioners with interdisciplinary education and skills. The other possibility also for you as you graduate from IDST is to seek employment in international agencies, both governmental and non-governmental, which is also an expanding sector. The other opportunity afforded to you, it's graduate studies. Graduate studies is also becoming very much a demanded skill because it provides advanced studies in the field, could be the field of international development, but also other related disciplines. Some of our students have gone through law school as well, seeking careers in the academia or in professional studies. And finally, I would like to also say that York University offers an MA program in development studies, which is another possibility for you. And I'm just going to conclude by saying that more and more, the transferable skills that you will be acquiring in IDST also applies to private entities, including consultancy firms that seek out to employ scholars with an interdisciplinary background. And finally, the public sector, which I've spoken about, governments, but is more and more demanded. They demand scholars and practitioners from IDST at different levels of government, maybe local, provincial, or federal. In other words, I just want to close my presentation by saying that we do have at York University the support you need to succeed in IDST. And I'm just going to say that we'll be really happy to see you apply and you consider the options that we offer to you. Please join us. And I have included some information here, my email address as the IDST coordinator, and also the connection to our webpage, which you can find more specific information about our program. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hope you enjoyed the program chat, everyone.
If you have any questions about our LA&PS programs, be sure to visit our website to learn more.
And make sure to stay in touch with us for a chance to win a $100 gift card to the York Bookstore. The link to our website is in the description box below.
You can also send your questions to us, the LA&PS student recruitment team.
We'd love to hear from you, so send us an email at goyork@yorku.ca.
And we look forward to seeing you all on campus next year.
Bye.
Bye.